A lot, right?
I mean, what would the enemy do to get that?
Mm.
Or just to get to find out what's the first, second, and third choice of most of the aircraft? You know, where the planes going? I printed that. I couldn't read it, you know, but I printed it. Uh, but my security clearance was so high I couldn't tell you what it was. If I told you what my clearance was, I could lose it. All right. All I can tell you, it was top secret. But I can tell you now, it was a hell of a lot higher than top secret. My last 3.5 years in the Air Force was taking and processing the information gathered on the SR-71 overflight. Did you ever hear the SR-71? Lady,
I'm 16.
the SR-71 is the Blackbird. Used to be a Beale, but now it's all grounded. And the reason they grounded it cost too much to fly. But during the Vietnam War, it would take off from here, believe it or not, uh, and fly over to Vietnam, or it might take off of Okinawa and fly over to Vietnam. And as it flew, it would had all these sensors on it, and it would tell whether or not it was a SAM site, which is a surface to air missile, you know, or a tank moving, or what we call diddy-bop, where they would do shortwave, or maybe it could be voice, and it would pick up all this stuff, and then it would be recorded on a 1-inch Mylar tape, and then it would come back to us. We would mount that 1-inch Mylar tape. It would reformat into computer regular tape, 1/2 inch, and then there would be the reports, and then I could print out, me or my men, you know, uh, could print out this report, and it would indicate the time and date and elevation, the speed, everything was recorded on there, and 80,000 feet. Can you picture 80,000 feet?
Probably not.
You ever fly? You ever fly?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What do you generally fly at?
I don't even know.
30, 35, 36,000 feet? That's what the average aircraft. You know, if you're flying Southwest or United and you're going back over to the islands or wherever you're going, they'll fly 25, usually 30 to 40 feet, you know, 30,000, 35. The SR-71 flies at 80,000 plus. It, I'm not telling you any secrets. You can find it by looking it up. Uh, it's faster than a bullet, if it's possible. When it gets up there and flying at 80,000 feet, it will fly at 2,700 feet per second. That's moving. The guys that fly it are regular, considered astronauts, because they go up almost to the atmosphere, you know. I used to process all that. So you have to have pretty good clearance in there, see. So. But the Air Force, I only had a 9th grade education. I just started my 10th grade when I decided to quit school and join the Merchant Marine. And because I wanted to do something for my country. See, I raised that flag a lot. And can you imagine a kid, 16, 17, going to Guam and Saipan and Okinawa and Korea and Japan and Trieste, uh, Venice, Italy, Spanish Morocco. Uh,
It's hard to imagine.
huh?
It's hard to imagine that.
But I did that.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the picture of the perfect storm?
No.
It's from the 90s. Yes.
They were saying that they had waves that were 100 feet high. I believe it, you know. I've been in waves that were 40 and 50 feet high. With it in a boat, it did up like this, and then boom, like. I mean, as a young kid, man, I cried my eyes out. You know, I was frightened. I thought, man, this boat can't take any more. You know, yeah, and it's very lonely sometimes. But going into the service, they taught me how to write some program. You know, to do a little coding. When I got out of the service, well, I went down and interviewed and took a test with the state, and then cleared through them, you know, passed. And then the day that I got out of the service, the next day I went to work for the state as a computer programmer. That's what the service taught me. You can go into service and learn a career, you know, that you can utilize in civilian life. You don't want to go in there and do nothing. And so many people go into service and they just fade away, you know, just do what they have to. And there's so much opportunity, education galore, you know, if you want to set your sights up a little bit high, you know. But pictures taken, I get back to my 80,000 feet. Pictures taken at 80,000 feet, you can read the license plate.
What?
Really.
Really? Wow.
That's the resolution that we get out of that camera. But the SR-71 doesn't run anymore for the simple reason that there has to be a KC-135, which is an air refueler, up in there in the sky somewhere. So when that SR-71 finally makes it up to a certain altitude, then the bushings and stuff that are in there will expand and seal off the gas tank and everything else. Whereas it loses so much fuel on the takeoff that it's prohibitive to fly. But as far as, I don't know what the record is, but from here to Los Angeles to New York and back in minutes, not hours, minutes.
What? Really?
Really. Oh, right now, a plane can do it, what, 6 hours?
Yeah.
So this is not that much different, just only 10 times. Oh, I wanted to tell you, that just when I mentioned, when the guys were up in the reservoir, and there was 15,000 of them there, and they had to fight their way out because they were surrounded. Consider 15,000, all right? And over here, you got 120,000. That's what you had. You had 15,000 and 120,000. that surround